Hey everyone, welcome back to ENB Meet the Team. Today we are here with Ian Cannon, one of our capital markets officers, to discuss the current rate environment, particularly relating to mortgages. Thanks so much for being here, Ian.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, Ian, you are a capital markets officer, and for some people, they may never have heard that title. I know I just recently learned about it. So, can you expand a little bit more on what you do?
My role as a capital markets officer in ENB is to support the mortgage division. So I handle all relationships with the lenders that we would sell our loans to. We service all our loans, but we sell our loans in the sense of once we do a mortgage, we'll sell it to what is known as the primary markets: Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHLB, and then we have some other very specialized lenders for very specialized products that we deal with. My job is to work with our mortgage team to figure out what products we want to offer, which ones would best suit our community's needs, and then sign those up and get those products out to the community we deal with.
Okay, so you have a big hand in what mortgages we offer, how that looks, and the rate environment. You've got a lot of expertise on rates.
Over 30 years, and yes. So one of the things that you deal with when you're choosing the investors you want to take your loans to is making sure they're competitive. But also the products is important, but you want to make sure it's as competitive as possible for the consumer. The lower the interest rate, the more that they can buy, the better price deal they can get when they're buying a home.
Right, that's great. And so with your experience with rates, what are some common misconceptions you might see from consumers, particularly with mortgage, but in general as well, when it comes to looking for rates and things like that?
Probably the biggest misconception recently is that when the Federal Reserve, which handles the Fed rate, and which is what prime is based upon, when that rate is lowered, is that means mortgage rates will follow step with them. That's not quite the truth. Those rates are 30-day rates or an overnight rate, actually, and our rates are based upon somebody owning a home for 10 to 11 years. So the mortgage rates are much longer term, and therefore they're not as susceptible to move when the short-term rates move, at least not one-to-one.
Okay. Yeah, that's great to keep in mind. I'm sure people will find that super helpful because lots of people wanting to buy a home are always monitoring for that rate, and it can be disappointing when you're looking for your mortgage rates to drop and it's just the Fed.
Purchasing and refinancing, because people have taken mortgages in the last few years, they've been at higher rates than they were during COVID. And so therefore they keep an eye on when rates drop to see if they should refinance. So that's one of the phone calls you get a lot is, well, rates went down. The Fed moved rates. That doesn't necessarily mean the mortgage rates have moved the same amount.
Right. So what is your perspective on that, waiting for rates to drop? Someone who's looking at the Fed and hoping that mortgage rates drop with it. What is your kind of thought on that?
My thought currently would be, be comfortable with the payment you want to go for if you're going to go purchase a home. But if you wait for rates to drop, what will typically happen is as rates come down, you'll sometimes see it'll be more competitive to buy a home, so it'll push prices up. So where you'll gain in the rate dropping for the payment, you'll lose because the price of the home goes out. So it's far better to take that long-term view.
Yeah, that's great. So keeping that long-term investment in mind really will benefit you in the future.
That's correct.
And of course, we at ENB are always here to help make that decision.
We're all about long-term relationships.
We love it. Well, thank you so much for being here, Ian, and providing your expertise. Rates are a big deal, and we love having long-term experts who can share their wisdom with us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. For more information, you can visit our mortgage site at epnb.com/mortgages. We have all of our product offerings, our team listed there, and a ton of information for you to check out if you're starting your home buying journey. You can also follow us on social media for more tips and to stay updated on bank news. Thanks for watching.